Monday, October the 6th, 2025, meeting of the Montpelier Design Review Committee. We'll let committee members and staff introduce themselves.
Eric Gilbertson, member.
Stephen Everett, member.
Liz Pritchett, member alternate.
Martha Smirsky, member.
Okay, at this point, we'll let Meredith review the remote meeting procedures and process.
Okay, I will try and keep this fairly brief because we just have an applicant on tonight. Okay, so for anyone viewing tonight's Design Review Committee meeting via ORCA Media, you can participate in the discussion via the Zoom platform through either video or telephone access options. For the full video experience, please type this link into your web browser. Alternatively, you can dial in using this phone number, using any phone, and when prompted, put in this meeting ID. Under either of these options, I'll get a notification that you want to get into the meeting and be able to let you in. If someone is having problems accessing the meeting, please email me at mcrandall@montpelier-vt.org. For those attending via Zoom, turning your video on is optional. And please make sure that when you're not talking, you're muted. This helps reduce background noise. A reminder that the Zoom chat function should only be used for troubleshooting or logistics questions. Any questions or comments about an item on the agenda needs to be made verbally. I think that's all I need to go through right now. In the event the public is unable to access tonight's meeting, it will need to be continued to a time and place certain. I'll now hand the meeting back over to the chair.
At this point, if everyone's had a chance to look at the agenda, do I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved, says Eric.
Second, Rebecca.
All in favor of the agenda, speak your names.
Eric.
Martha.
Liz.
Rebecca.
And Stephen. Agenda is approved. Unless anyone has anything else to add at this point, we can move to the first application for 137 Berry Street, Good Samaritan Haven. Reviewed new light fixtures. Is someone there to describe the light fixtures?
I am, yes.
Greg, I think you're it. We don't have anybody here in person.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Nope. Can you hold on? I'll check the speakers were working fine here before. Can you try again? If we need to, we'll turn up the speakers on this end, but that won't help the people remote.
Still nothing yet? Nothing?
It's very, very faint.
Let me any better?
Yes.
Much better.
Okay. Sorry about that.
It's okay, it happens. I didn't check your sound quality when you logged in.
Yes, so I'm here for the 137 Berry Street. I'm Greg Montgomery with Also Studio. I'm the architect for the project representing Good Samaritan Haven.
Right, so I can share the application documents, Greg, if you wanted to try and, highlight the things that you want to point out to the committee. I'm going to just try and get to, here we go, the site plan that shows where the lights are going. So you tell me what you want to show and how you want to describe it, and I will try and go along with it.
Sure. The exterior lighting for the proposed renovations fell through the cracks a little bit as we went through our building permit, and we moved one of the means of egress to the exterior. That needed to have a certain, exterior light level to qualify for a means of egress, which is what prompted the outdoor lighting sort of review. And yeah, this is a good enough place to be for now. Thanks, Meredith. So once we started reviewing it, for site safety and for egress and access, it just seemed like some lighting updates should be made in general all throughout, not just in the sort of means of egress that we had been initially looking. So this amendment to our zoning permit addresses exclusively, I think, outdoor lighting in this one. So what we're proposing is a number of fully shielded fixtures. There will be how to best. So the street facing porch, part of the already permitted work is revising the ADA ramp. That's to the all the way north. And there's not really any lighting, not really any. There is no lighting over that point of ingress currently or egress. So we're adding some light fixtures in the ceiling of that main porch to provide a sort of basic low level illumination to get around to that ramp and to the front door. I think the note, yeah, 4 recessed ceiling fixtures that'll be fully shielded as they're recessed and down facing only. And then since we're updating the lighting, there's one light currently by the main door there. We're updating the lighting on the back side of the house. So to have a similar approach with our lighting throughout the project, we're proposing to also replace with similar fixture the light by the front door. So yeah, that one, the one by the front door, and then one by that back door. Again, basically by the points of entrance, and then that one light on the corner to give a little bit of basic lighting to the back parking area for to make it just feel safer in the back there. And then the only bit that I didn't speak specifically to was on the east porch. That is the area where the egress is being created through that exterior porch. So I'm calling for 3 ceiling mounted recessed lights on the first floor ceiling and then 3 on the second floor ceiling to give that basic required illumination for egress.
Why did you decide to use recessed fixtures?
To have as minimum of impact visually as possible.
What are the wall fixtures? Don't you have some wall fixtures by the front entrance?
Yeah, so it's just one of those sort of typical. It won't be the silver. I think we're doing the bronze fixture to tie in with sort of the existing colors better.
Okay, thank you.
And then it's on this, but related to the other permit that we'll talk about second. If you go back to the site plan quickly, Meredith. We're proposing a light fixture for the little smoking area we're creating. Again, just to provide a feeling of safety in the site and basic illumination. So when it's dark out, people can get there and try and encourage people to use it rather than, smoking in the bathroom or something like that.
Can I see that there is a sheet for landscape lighting?
That's what the one we just talked about.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's
That's the one.
that bollard
It's-
style. Yep, that will be
It's the
back
one
at
going by the smoking area.
correct. Yeah, it'll be mounted. It's a bollard type fixture that'll be mounted to the little concrete pad we're proposing back there.
These fixtures, I'm not sure I have a problem with this, but they look to be really modern fixtures rather than more traditional fixtures.
I think
The
that
smoking one is fine. I don't care about that one, but so I wondered about the recessed lights. And the other door light is just a really modern fixture.
Yes, it's more contemporary. It's a light I use on a lot of projects. It's shielded and down facing, so it usually doesn't come into problems in terms of dark sky compliance and that sort of thing. Aesthetically, you're right. It's definitely a bit more contemporary. I think you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I was, this is Liz, I was also thinking the same thing, that something more traditional could be more appropriate for the age of the building. But nothing, just something simple, but I like of course, the downlighting.
Can I make
Do you-
comment, Steve, just
Sure.
about the rule requirements? So just as a note, just the zoning regulations, not outside of design review, make it a lot easier to be able to have fully shielded, fully downcast lights. If there's light going out sideways above the horizontal at all, the amount of total lumens that can do that is a lot smaller. And we actually ran into this with the hotel out on State Street trying to find lights that were fully shielded but had that sort of older look to them was a little bit more difficult for them. So I think just throwing that into the mix, I think that they're out there. They're definitely harder to find. And so I think just keep that in mind if the committee wants to try and add a condition or a recommendation onto the approval that the total lumen output is gonna trump the design review aspects probably. They just won't be able to have as many lights or as bright a lights if they can't be fully shielded.
I know I was just trying to think of one a historically appropriate light that doesn't throw more light out sideways. Most of them, have glass enclosures. Very few of them are. Can't remember seeing one that's strictly a downlight.
Yeah, well, there's some, it can't go above the horizontal.
Yeah.
So there's some where they look modern and they've done LED that's sort of flat into the top casing.
Mhm.
But basically, if you can see the bulb below the metal shielding, it becomes partially shielded, and
Yes.
suddenly the total lumen output that you're allowed per parcel drops precipitously by like tens of thousands of lumens. So
I think it might be better if they were black rather than a shiny, either chrome or bronze.
The dark bronze color is not bad because that's a really, really dark sort of a brownish color. Black or dark bronze. There is a light. As a matter of fact, I saw one yesterday that was installed that had a glass globe, but the light was an LED on the top shining straight down. So it did spread out the light, but it was not, as you say, it was not above the horizontal. Would you like to give them an alternative of finding one that has an LED from the top that shines down, but maybe has a glass globe that may be a little more historically correct?
Is that posed to me?
I'm asking committee members and
okay.
also
Thanks for the information on the lighting. I appreciate that. I should have said it earlier.
we could give them an alternative to find one. And again, the one that was installed was a dark bronze frame. And again, it had an LED plate shining down from the top, and it had a glass globe within the frame itself.
Yeah, that would work for my purposes, and then it's, if the committee's happy with that option.
And again, we
That's a
could give
great-
them an option.
Um,
With me, I actually have a picture of it.
What is, if I may quickly, what is the process or how would this unfold if an alternate fixture was needed?
Well, so it sounds like Steve's offering you the option. So if you could choose to go with that alternative, but they would, if it's an option versus a recommendation, then it doesn't become a permit requirement. It's just, it gives you choices.
Okay. I would raise two other things that, are important. One is the programming of this project, and that durability is really paramount. And then the second being the project timeline. Our backs are very up against the winter, and this is obviously a critical infrastructure piece for cold weather. And so whatever we can do to try to avoid kind of extending the ability to close on financing with open permits and that sort of thing, I would like to. And I'm not saying one way or another. That's just the two other pieces of context that I just wanted to raise.
This is Eric. I'm in favor of the alternate, but would insist that the fixtures be a dark color, which shouldn't
What's-
really change.
Was the proposal for the dark bronze color?
Yeah.
So either the dark bronze or the black would be suitable as far as color goes. Because that actually, most of the historic fixtures on buildings you'll find are either one of those colors, probably more dark bronze than black. And again, would leave an alternative for a downlit. The other advantage for this particular location is that the downlight LED gives you a little more spread as opposed to, and again, it depends on where the bulb is located in the tube. If the bulb is located up in the tube, it gives you a limited spread down below, whereas the LED through a glass globe gives you a wider spread. And again, without any additional light above the horizontal. If he has an email, I can actually email him.
Yeah.
I have a picture of the other
So
one.
I think Greg was copied on the email with the link to the agenda materials. So
Okay.
his email should be right in there if you go back to that. And if for some reason you can't find it, just let me know. I'll connect you.
I would really prefer the black to the bronze, but it's not a big deal.
Okay.
The dark bronze is nice because it has quite a bit of warmth, and it's a cream and blue color scheme. I think the bronze would really lend itself much better to this particular project.
Okay. Again, a dark color is appropriate. So what I can do at this point is read down through the criteria for the design in the design review district. Exterior design and materials of new construction or alterations of existing buildings shall be consistent and compatible with the characteristics of the existing building or other properties in the district. For historic structures, character defining features, finishes, and construction techniques or examples of craftsmanship that characterize an historic building shall be preserved. Deteriorated features shall be repaired rather than replaced. Where the severity of deterioration requires replacement, new features shall be replaced in kind. There aren't any treatments that are causing damage to historic materials, so the lighting is acceptable with that regard. Existing buildings shall be recognized as a physical record of their time, place, and use. Any new development shall be differentiated from the old, but shall respect and be compatible with the massing, size, scale, architectural features, detailing, and overall character of the primary historic building and nearby historic properties acceptable. Architectural features, including but not limited to cornices, windows, shutters, fan lights, entablature, trim, and other forms of molding or character-defining detailing prevailing on the existing building shall be considered in any alteration of the building acceptable. And outdoor lighting fixtures, the structural design of outdoor lighting fixtures shall be compatible with the architectural design and function of the building and compatible with the neighborhood, acceptable again with the alternative. And the alternative is that an alternate light fixture with a downlit LED in a dark color can also be used as an alternative to the proposed tube lighting. With that in mind, all in favor of the application, speak your names.
Eric says yes.
This is Martha. I say yes.
Liz, yes.
Rebecca, yes.
And Stephen says yes as well. So it's approved. And again, I'll send you a picture of one of the alternate light fixtures. And next step.
Great, thank you all.
Yeah, so Greg, because this is an amendment, and there's an option on here, not necessarily a specification or a requirement, because you had said you were going to use the dark fixtures. I will scan this recommendation form, and send it to you and the Good Samaritan team. And probably because this is amendment, what I'm going to do is also have a new one of those blue notice cards, because it's technically an administrative action, so it's an amendment of the permit, so it's a separate sort of 15-day appeal period, but you're already working on the project, it's fine. And that'll just get put in the file.
Okay,
So-
great. We'll follow up with that.
Okay, and I will make sure if for some reason, you guys aren't connecting from the prior agenda email, I'll make sure you guys get each other's email addresses so that you can get that light fixture idea.
Okay, perfect. Thank you all.
Thanks, Greg.
And
Oh, great, you got to
while you're
stay.
here, we've got one more. This is the review the plans for the smoking shelter behind the building.
That's right. Yes. I was not on the project yet when this came through the permit office the first time. What was proposed in the original application was a little concrete slab right up against the back of the building, which is where they were going to encourage guests to smoke, because it's no smoking allowed inside. After more discussion and for staff health concerns, we wanted to move that smoking shelter at least 25 feet off of the building so that the staff using the basement offices aren't constantly exposed to guests smoking. So to that effect, we have proposed it in that location that Meredith was just showing. That's a view standing at the house, looking back down the back parking area, and yeah, where she is showing is about where it would be, and that's looking then the opposite direction. There would be, as part of this, a small concrete slab to mount a prefabricated smoking structure to provide shelter, again, to try and encourage residents to actually go outside to smoke. And then we've already talked about the lighting for visibility, but also safety.
How close is this, Greg, to the bike path?
You can go back to that site plan, Meredith, wherever that was. I don't have a dimension shown there, but it's roughly, I think, what's my dimension? 35 feet off of the building is the dimension I've pulled there. So from the building to the smoking shelter is about 35. So to the back property line, we're looking at least 60 probably feet at a minimum, I would think.
And where Meredith's cursor is, that's where the bike path is?
I think that's the railroad.
Well, yeah, yeah. Okay,
It's in that, I don't know exactly what relation to the property line, but it's in that back area, yeah.
okay.
Is there a picture of the proposed shelter?
So at the, yes, so I'll just pull it back up. Hold on.
I don't,
Yep, it's before the photos of the, it's not, there's not a picture of it in the location, but before the, are you in the right packet? Nope, go to the next packet.
okay,
I redid the site plan in the next packet, because this one is actually a whole new permit. The other one is an amendment to the permit.
okay, I was asking, okay.
Yeah, so that's the shelter, and then you'll have photos in there that show you the view, like, of the area where it's gonna be back behind the buildings.
Okay,
I'd
And
like
then,
to state a personal preference. I wish it was a dark color also instead of shiny silver. I would need something else and more possible. I don't know.
Yes, we can look into painting it. I don't know what the pre-finish options are. If there is a color, it's clear anodized color. So yes, we can look into a paint option also. Have it site painted.
That's very much a preference, especially with the dark fixtures and, you know.
The only other thing I'll
Most-
note is that in that back area, it's not visible from any direction from the street because of the change in grade and then the buildings and then all the vegetation around it. And because of the change in grade, it's really not even visible from the adjacent property. You can see how steeply that grade drops to the back parking area there. There's a retaining wall along a lot of it, and then that stops, yeah, right where the cursor is, and it just then a steep hill.
most anodized aluminum structures for outdoor use come with alternate colors. And dark bronze is a very common color for anodized aluminum structures. I have two.
I get your point though, and also about like timing and, you know, budget concern for the project in general. Like it's not a make or break on mine. It's just, it would be nice. That's all.
Well, again, I apologize. I don't have the color options. There has to be a prefabricated color. I don't know if we're just stuck on one or if there's an option, but even if there isn't, that's not a huge. I agree with you. I'd rather have it be darker than, you know, a bright white thing back there or something. Help it disappear a little bit. So field painting that just even for maintenance reasons wouldn't be the end of the world.
I will tell you that the dark bronze color looks usually a lot cleaner than the white.
Yeah, give it a year or two, and yeah, for sure.
So again, does anybody have any other comments regarding the structure?
No,
Okay. Again, through the criteria for the structure, exterior design and materials of new construction or alterations of existing buildings shall be consistent and compatible with the characteristics of the existing building or other properties in the district. Again, acceptable. And again, with the recommendation that the darker color be used if possible. Existing buildings shall be recognized as a physical record of their time, place, and use. Any new development shall be differentiated from the old, but shall respect and be compatible with the massing, size, scale, architectural features, detailing, and overall character of the primary historic building and nearby historic properties. Acceptable. Landscaping. Whoops, no,
Nope.
wrong one. Sorry, skipping down. Accessory buildings and structures. New accessory buildings or structures shall be located within either the side yard or rear yard and shall not visually disrupt the streetscape or affect the integrity of the existing building or proposed new building. Acceptable. All in favor of the application, speak your names.
Eric,
This is Martha. I say yes.
Liz, yes.
Rebecca, yes.
And Stephen says yes. Application is passed.
And are you going to put in a recommendation about the dark color?
Yes.
Okay. So on this one, Greg, there is going to be a recommendation for the dark color. So the way we do that is I end up putting that as a condition on the permit. And so I'll need either you or somebody for Good Samaritan to sign that sheet. So I'll send an email with that scanned recommendation form. On that one, I'll need a signature on it before I can issue the permit,
Great. Okay.
but it shouldn't take very long.
So you need that before the appeal period starts, or that's just before the permit is
That's
issued?
before the appeal period starts because I have to, the appeal period doesn't start until I issue the permit.
Perfect. Okay.
So like if somebody wants, they can just run by the office tomorrow. But I will try and email that out either tonight or tomorrow, but I have another meeting after this one. So it'll probably be tomorrow morning before I got it scanned and emailed out.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. Well, thank you all. I appreciate your time, taking up a double slot. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming and good luck with your project.
Thank you.
Has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes from the September 2nd meeting?
Yes, then I'll make a motion to accept them the way they're written. This is Martha.
Do I
I'll
hear-
second that. Liz,
All in favor of the minutes, speak your names.
Rebecca,
Martha,
Liz,
Eric, we didn't hear you.
Eric says yes.
And Steve says yes. So minutes are approved.
Awesome.
Does anyone have anything else to add at this point? I see that there is a special meeting with the Planning Commission Tuesday, the 14th.
Yep. So I will be actually sending out an agenda for that just in case 3 or more design review committee members actually show up to talk to the planning commission. If only 2 people show up or 1, then it's, not an official meeting, then there won't be minutes. But yeah, the design review committee and the historic preservation commission are both invited to next Tuesday's planning commission meeting to discuss the design review regulations. Probably not getting into the guidelines, but it's digging into the regulations because they're trying to figure out if anything in there should be adjusted. And Tuesday's meeting is really more of learning, what's the purpose? How do they get applied? What were the big changes when they got revised a couple years ago? I guess it's almost 3 years ago now. Might be more than that. So that's going to be a big part of the discussion at this meeting. So getting any of your input, as well as the Historic Preservation Commission's input would be great. And I'll be there. So
plan on doing that.
that'd be great.
Good.
I'm planning on coming too, Meredith.
Awesome. Thank you. Really appreciate it. And then, the next regular meeting for you guys with applications will be October 20th.
Okay. Anything else, or do I hear a motion to adjourn?
This is Martha. I'll move to adjourn.
Rebecca will second.
All in favor of adjournment, speak your names.
Eric,
Martha,
Liz,
Rebecca?
And Stephen, meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.